It's a new year filled with sewing possibilities. I've got a ton of colorful fabric just waiting to be sewn into wearable art. If you're like me, you know there is no better feeling than getting a compliment on your latest make and being able to say, I made it. That's why my number one resolution is more sewing. Today, I'm sharing the fabric and patterns I'm going to sew this year, as well as some plans to challenge myself in 2024. Get ready to be inspired to create your own me made wardrobe. This is the year to put your skills to work and sew your own style. It's all coming up next. Hi, I'm Tony, and this is So Lounge. Now, one of the challenges I'm setting for myself is finally figuring out the fit issues that I've been having with knit fabrics. If you've ever sewn with knit fabrics, you know that the stretch of the fabric is going to be crucial in determining the fit of the garment because knit patterns are usually created with negative ease, meaning that you're using the stretch of the fabric to get the fit that you want. And I've had mixed results with that. So my last major knit project was my 2-hour knit dress, and it came out well. I'm happy with the way I got it sewn up. It looks really good, but it's a little bit too big. I probably could have made it a size smaller if I'd really figured out how much stretch the fabric had and how the ease of the pattern was going to work with that, but I didn't. So this year, we're going to overcome that together. We are going to figure it out. And I've got a couple of patterns that I'm going to start with. These are both from Lisel Co. They are PDF patterns. They were on sale back in November, so I got both of them, and you can see them here. They're very classic knit top styles. These are the kind of tops that I own that are very similar to what I own actually from Ann Taylor, and I wear them with my suits at court, and so, I love these styles. I dug through my fabric stash to see what I had, and I found these two gorgeous bamboo knits. I bought these a couple of years ago at fabric.com. I don't know what I was planning to do with them because I wasn't even sewing knits at the time. I think they were a good price, and I just thought the colors were pretty, so I thought, let's get them. This is a fuchsia knit. It is kind of a lightweight rib knit. It's a very, very tiny rib on this side. The blue one, perhaps cerulean blue, is the exact same fabric. They're very, very soft and pliable. I think they'd be great tops. And that is what I'm going to work on and share my experience so you can also get the fit you want with any knit pattern that you sew. Keeping with the same theme of knits, I have promised my sister a Diane von Furstenberg knockoff wrap dress, which is totally achievable with this Vogue pattern. This is 83.79. This is still in print. It is a fabulous knit dress, and it is very classic DVF style. My sister's been wanting this dress for a long time. I promised her a dress back in 2020, and then didn't get a chance to make it for her, but I've been accumulating fabric and she's been buying fabric, and so now she says I owe her 6 knit dresses. I really only owe her 3. So this year is going to be the year that those dresses get made. I'm going to take you through all the steps to make a beautiful knockoff classic wrap dress style. The first fabric I'm going to be using is this gorgeous Italian knit. It is 100% cotton. This is from Leo9. Anna actually paid for this one because it was on sale and she'd been eyeing it for the last couple of years. And once it went on sale, she snatched it up. So that is going to be the first effort in this wrap dress. But there are several other fabrics that I have purchased for her in the past that will, get made up. And maybe I'll do it as a challenge, like how long does it take to sew 3 DVF knockoff wrap dresses. This is the year I'm going to start using more indie patterns. Now, I started buying these back in August. I was in Louisiana. I came across this one in a little fabric store there, and I thought, wow, that's a really great sweater. It calls for a lightweight sweater knit, which is perfect for here in Texas. And then I also found some fabric at the same shop that I plan to use. So I have 2 different lightweight knits. This one is a cotton. It is snow leopard. And then this one, I think, is a rayon blend, maybe a rayon cotton blend. This is the right side, so it is kind of like this blackish kind of heathered look. Both of these are going to look great in this pattern, which is intermediate level, but it doesn't look super complicated. The sleeve is basically a raglan, which is kind of then has a seam to make it a longer sleeve. So you could either do it with the short sleeve version or the longer sleeve version. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to getting my fabrics off the rounder and actually making something that I can wear. Moving on with more Sew House 7 patterns, this is the tea house top and dress. I actually want to wear this to tea if Anna and I make it back to London this year. I just think it'd be really fun to wear an actual tea dress to tea. And I think this fabric would be absolutely gorgeous. This is a P. Carter Carpin original design. I bought this from her at the International Quilt Festival last year, and it's been sitting here staring at me and wanting to be made since then. It's kind of hard to see. It's a lot of purples and pinks. There's a little bit of blue in there. All the colors that I love. And I think that it would lend itself to a really, really beautiful dress in this pattern. Last but not least is another Sew House 7 pattern. This is the Wildwood Wrap dress. I would make this in the shorter kind of knee length version. This is a little bit long. This is more of a midi length, which does not look great on me because I'm only 5'5". And I really want to make this in this gorgeous Tana lawn from Liberty. This was one of the sale Liberty fabrics that I bought, and I actually got a good amount of yardage so that I can make this dress. And it's just going to be absolutely beautiful and a perfect weight for summer here in Texas. One of my really big goals for this coming year is to sew with fabric from my stash. Now, many of these fabrics have been with me for quite some time, and I love looking at them on display every day when I come in here because beautiful fabric makes me happy. But at some point, I have to start using them. So this was one that I bought in New York. This is a Pierre Cardin, gorgeous cotton sateen. It wants to be a dress. That needs to happen this year. I also have some more Liberty Tana lawns over here that I absolutely love. Here's another one. Here's a third one. They need to come to life so that I can wear them and get the enjoyment of having this incredible color and wearable art that just makes me happy. I love color, as you can tell, and I just feel so good when I wear it. And I think that's one of the reasons why we sew, is to express our individuality and our creativity. And frankly, I just don't want to go shopping anymore. I go to the store and look at everything that they've got 20 or 30 or 40 of and go, I just don't want to wear it. I don't want to look like everybody else. And that's the beauty of being able to sew your own wardrobe, is that you can pick and choose exactly what you want, and then best of all, make it fit you perfectly. So this is the year to knock out some of these fabrics and get them off this rounder, as much as I love looking at them. But I think that's going to be something that's going to be doable. Now, I'm not going to say that I won't buy more fabric, because I know myself and I can't resist beautiful fabric. But I will say that I'm going to make a very, very determined effort to use these fabrics that I already have and bring them all to life. This is also the year to learn new skills. So number one at the top of that list is bound buttonholes. Back when Grandma learned how to sew, that was the only option for making buttonholes, because their sewing machines did not have fancy buttonhole feet like we do today. And this is something I've been wanting her to teach me for a long time, and we just haven't gotten around to it. So this is the year for Grandma to teach us all how to make bound buttonholes. We are going to be using this simplicity pattern. This is 3631. I chose this pattern because it only has 2 buttonholes, and I feel like I could commit to it to get them really, really nice. I'm going to be making the jacket in this beautiful linen, turquoise linen. This is from Leo9. And then I'm going to make the skirt out of this Japanese linen that is also from Leo9. And I thought, for some added fun, since I do have some scraps of this from making the jacket a couple of years ago, that I would do the bound buttonholes in this contrasting fabric. And then also, for another new skill to learn in this jacket, do a Hong Kong seam finish using bias tape to finish all the inside seams because this is an unlined jacket. I've got a question for you. How would you feel about doing a sew along? It's not something I've done before, but Allison down in Australia asked if I would consider doing one using New Look 6263. Now, this pattern is on sale on the Simplicity website right now for $3.99. If you're interested in doing this, let me know in the comments below. I don't know if I do it live or not. It kind of depends on what you would like to see and if that's something you would like to participate in. So be sure to let me know. This is also the year to do some pattern drafting. Now, I got inspired when I found this book, Skirt a Day Sewing, at Half Price Books last week. And I was flipping through it and realized that this book will actually teach me how to make a basic sewing block for skirt from my own measurements. Now, you probably would think that I would already have done this in college when I was learning how to make patterns, but no. They just gave us set pattern pieces to use as the basic blocks, and then we learn to make patterns off of those. So this is a size 12, which was the size that all the mannequins were, so that's what we had to use in school. This does not fit me. This has never really fit me. I've always been a little bit bigger in the hips, and so this narrow curve is not my friend. But that all ends this year because I'm going to go over making skirt and taking measurements and then patterning it out to make the basic block. And then the cool thing about this book is that once you learn how to make the basic pattern piece, they then show you how to manipulate it to turn it into a variety of other skirts. So this book has straight skirts, it has wrap skirts, it has A-line skirts, it also has high-waisted skirts, which I won't be making because I don't like high-waisted stuff. But I thought it would be really fun to finally learn how to do that properly, and then also to get back into pattern making and make some fun skirts. Let me know what you think about that. Have you tried making patterns? Do you want to do that? I can share it in more or less depth depending on what would inspire you and get you back to your sewing machine. Last on the list of plans for next year are fixing or finishing projects that have not been completed. Now, thankfully, I am not one of those people that has a bunch of uncompleted projects hanging around. I pretty much will sit down and sew something. So the only thing that I started that has not been finished is this kimono jacket, which I talked about in last week's video. So that just needs to be finished. And then we get to the fixing part of the plan. So I am going to replace this piece. I think I'm going to swap it out with this bottom piece and then use the green linen. That has been the consensus from the comments of please do that. And so that's going to happen this year so I can actually wear this skirt by the spring. I'm going to see if I can fix my Mardi Gras skirt so I can actually wear it next month for Mardi Gras because that would just be fun and festive for court. And then the last project is a knit dress that was quite disastrous back in the day. I attempted to make this in July of 2022, and it was a mess. And I love this fabric. It is super, super soft. This is a Butterick pattern. I had some misfortune with Butterick patterns back in that month. And this was the first of the disasters. The second, thankfully, my sister can wear, so she got that top. But I love this fabric. And I was thinking about, you know what? I'm going to take it all apart and see if I can redo it. And one of the things I realized was that I must not have been paying attention when I cut out the paper pattern because some of the seams were for a size 16, some were size 14, and some were size 18. So depending on which seam I cut, they didn't necessarily match up with the corresponding seam, and I don't even know what happened. I actually did not realize this until I pulled the pattern pieces out and was getting ready to lay everything out, and then I looked at it and thought, what happened? Like, I have no idea what happened. So this is definitely something that is going to get remade this year so that I can wear it because it is time. for this dress and this fabric to see the light of day. Sewing plans are a great place to start. But if you need more inspiration with colorful fabric to motivate you to get sewing, you definitely want to check out this video coming up next. I'll see you over there.